Welcome to Retire Rich, Finance Simplified, hosted by David Saldiva with Mark Hernandez and Carlos Lopez.
Hello, welcome back to the podcast. I'm Dave. I'm sitting here with Mark Hernandez, financial professional. What's going on, Mark?
Hey, good morning, Dave.
Everything's going on.
Everything's
Okay.
going on. But today I want to talk a little bit about people's concerns of retirement and living too long. Longevity. You think, hey, I want to live as long as I can. Well, there's a problem with that. You may not have enough money to live as long as you can.
Okay, so they need to have enough money to make sure that they can, last that long. Because, back in the day, people were only living, to their 40s or 50s? That's it,
Yeah, back, mid-60s or whatever. But now we're living a lot longer. And let's talk about these figures. Let's talk about people living longer. First off, a woman has a 72% chance now of living to age 85. A man has a 63% chance of living to age 85.
Okay.
Well, but the thing is, if you're married, if you're married or have a significant other partner, you've got a 90% chance of living to age 85.
And that's in a loving relationship.
Well, no, that's I don't know if they're in love or not anymore, or they're still in their honeymoon phase. But the thing is, they're still together and they're supporting each other. I think that's the big.
That's the point. Yeah.
Medical technology is getting better. People are taking care of themselves. They're more aware of how to eat properly, how to exercise. Well, let's talk. We talked about 85. What happens? What happens if they live longer? Let's talk about the percentages to age 90. There's a 54% chance. More than half of the women alive today, more than half of them will live to age 90. Men, it's 43%. 43% can live to age 90. And then the couples, 73%. So 7 out of 10 couples that are married today, there's a chance that one of them is going to make it to 90 years of age. Well, here's the thing. Am I going to have enough money to last that long? Okay. First off, you got to look at the revenues, the the different forms of revenue you're going to have. Most people have Social Security. They'll have Social Security.
That's steady.
Some people may have a pension if they're fortunate enough to have pension.
That's nice.
So maybe they have pension, Social Security, or maybe just one, or two, or maybe one of them, Social Security for sure. And then hopefully they put enough money away in some kind of optional retirement plan. 403B, a 401k, a 457 plan.
And then they can roll that over later.
Yeah, they can have that, use that as an income stream. So the most important thing is to understand, what if I live longer than my folks or my previous generation? Am I going to have enough money to last that long?
I think every generation is living longer. So, think about these Xennials, how long are they going to live?
Who knows? So the thing is that you need to properly prepare to say, hey, I might live that long. Also, a little moral, you notice that the couples live the longest, so, stay married. Or if you're not married, get married, okay? So the thing about it is you need to understand that you're going to have to let your money last longer. Okay. So the thing is that we've been told that you should draw whatever you have of the money you've saved, 4% of that. So if you withdraw 4%, now don't get me wrong, you might have a pension. Well, that's a guaranteed income amount. Okay, that's guaranteed income. And of course you have Social Security. That's another guaranteed income amount. Okay, but the thing that's optional, the thing that there's no guarantees is on the money that you've set aside on your own in those different plans I talked about previously. So now, what do we do regarding that? Because that's not guaranteed. Well, the bottom line in the past was draw 4%. So let's use an example. If you've got $1 million,
okay, $1 million,
4% would be $40,000 a year. Okay, roughly $3,300 a month. If you have $1 million. Okay, hopefully you've saved that much optionally. If you have less, $500,000, just cut those figures in half. But the thing is that what happens if your money's invested and there's downturns in the market, you're drawing your 4%, and there are downturns in the market. Well, if you draw that 4% and there's downturns in the market, then you're going to eat up more of your money. Okay.
Yeah.
So the
Even
thing
lower.
is, you can't.
Two holes in the bucket.
Working with our clients, we try to make sure they understand. You can't just say, I'm going to be set with this 4% number and I'm going to stick to it my whole life. Okay. You've got to be able to have some flexibility. It doesn't have to be 4%. What if you draw 5%, 6%? Okay. If your account, yeah, keep up with inflation, keep up with your taxes. The thing is that if your account is doing very well, if it is surging to some degree, at that point, let's go ahead and maybe increase what you've got coming out. Even if you don't need it to live on, maybe you can put it away, store it in a rainy day fund or whatever. So if things get bad, going back and drawing 4% or 5% could reduce your balance significantly. You can turn that spigot off on drawing those funds out.
What about like not putting all your eggs in one basket?
No, right. You want to be diversified.
Yeah.
That is another way, and we'll talk about that in another podcast. We need to spend more time on diversification.
We can talk about that all day.
But here we're talking about outliving your money, longevity, making sure you don't run out of money. So the thing is, my advice is to make sure that don't just sleep on your portfolio or your accounts and say, "Oh, I'm going to draw 4% no matter what, and that's it." Okay. Well, the thing is that if times are surging and doing very well, you need to probably get with your advisor and say, "Hey, let me go ahead and let's talk about maybe drawing more out, taking some of these profits out, and I can always put that away for a rainy day.
Get some fruit off that tree."
Okay. So look at it this way. Some of our clients say, "Mark, I just want to live off the interest. I want that principal to stay intact. I'd like to make sure I have it forever." It's a good thought. I'd like to make sure I pass quite a bit along to my heirs. If that's what they want to do, that's fine. Well, in that case, again, you need to be aware of your balance, maybe weekly. There's methods of doing that. Make sure that maybe you're getting like our clients. They get every week they get an update on how their account's doing. So if you get that, then you're able to be able to plan it more effectively. Say, "Oh, hey, things are not doing as well. I might want to turn off the spigot over here, and I saved money over here. I'll use this month or the next 2 months, and things get better. I'll start drawing back from this optional money." Because remember, we're just talking about the money that you saved yourself. We're not talking about Social Security or a pension.
Those are set.
That money's guaranteed. It's set. Okay. Well, before I let you go today, let me talk about some way that with your optional money that you can make it more guaranteed. And that is utilizing maybe a lifetime income option. That's an option that clients use on some of their safe money programs.
Okay.
So let me explain that. So let's say that same $1 million. Okay, you got the same $1 million, and you go, "Mark, I'm more concerned with my income, and I want to make sure I can count on that income. I'm not that concerned. If I leave something to my family or my heirs, that's fine. But I just want to draw and have a guaranteed income stream from this money that I've saved." Okay, so your Social Security, it's a set amount.
Right.
Might have a cost of living adjustment, get a raise now and then. My pension is a set amount. Could or could not have a cost of living adjustment, but on the lifetime option, you take that $1 million, and remember the 4% rule we talked about?
Yeah.
Some of those income riders may have a higher percentage of payout depending on when you activate it and your age. But what if it's 5%? What if it's 6%? Could be higher.
That's a big difference.
Well, now, or what if it's higher? So now let's use that $1 million. Let's say it's 5.5% is your income rider factor. Well, it's not $40,000 a year. It's $55,000 a year. Well, my income needs is based on, hey, I could make it on $20,000 or $30,000 a year. Well, if I'm getting guaranteed for the rest of my life, I'm guaranteed this income at 5.5%, then I'm going to get that for the rest of my life. What happens? Well, what happens if you live to 90 or longer? Okay.
Say you're a centennial.
Yeah, say you're Centennial. Well, this income option, it's drawing money from your account each month.
Okay.
So it's might be reducing your balance. Sure, your account could be invested, but the thing is that it may not keep up with the rate of withdrawals you're getting. So let's say you live a long time and you basically exhausted that account. Let's say the account's has a zero balance now. Well, these income options guarantee that income for your life. So even though your balance could be zero, they're still going to pay you that same amount. And let's say, what if you lived another 5 or 10 years after the amount went to zero, you're still going to get that. So that's the benefit and of looking at a possible lifetime income option guarantee.
Wow.
And those are available. So feel free to talk to your advisor. And again, if you don't have an advisor, that's where we're here, to let you know we exist. And feel free to contact us, and we'd be happy to talk about these different scenarios for your lifetime income. So just to summarize, number one, we're living longer.
Hell yeah.
Okay. There's a good chance on a married couple
you'll live even longer.
You're going to live longer. Okay. Don't just go with thinking, oh, I'm going to draw 4%, do the 4% rule. Look at the account, work with your advisor, see what's going on, what best fits your needs, and you can adjust the income you take from your account based on how it's doing.
Nice.
Okay? So that way, maybe you give yourself a raise. Things are going well. Give yourself a raise. Maybe you don't need it. Put it aside. If things get bad in the markets or whatever, you could always turn off the spigot where you're not drawing from the account. Leave it alone, and draw off the savings that you may have put away. Or you say, you know what, I really don't need it.
Slow it down.
Do you need it? And the third thing is, there's lifetime income options where you can get a guaranteed income stream off that account. Might be more than 4%, and you can never outlive it.
And you have to worry.
Even if your account goes to zero, you've still got to have that paycheck coming in.
Damn. Well, Mark, that pretty much that sounds awesome. Especially you don't have to worry about it. If you want to find out any more information, follow us at MAHfinancial.biz. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. You can get a hold of us. Call us anytime. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Retire Rich, Tales of Financial Freedom. Have questions about topics covered during the show? Visit our website at www.mahfinancial.biz or give us a call at 956-994-0407. Don't forget to click the follow button to be notified when new episodes become available. Investment advisory services and financial planning services are offered through Simplicity Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. SEC registration does not constitute an endorsement of the firm, nor does it indicate that the advisor has attained a particular level of skill or ability. Insurance, consulting, and education services offered through M.A.H Financial. M.A.H Financial is an unaffiliated entity from Simplicity Wealth. Clicking the like button does not constitute a testimonial for or an endorsement of our investment advisory firm, any associated person, or our services. Clicking the like button is merely a mechanism to circulate our page. Like is not meant in the traditional sense. In addition, postings to our page must refrain from recommending us or providing testimonials for our investment advisory firm. Because the SEC and state securities regulators generally prohibit testimonials, any such postings are subject to swift removal.